And good morning, everybody. Good Saturday morning from here at Lime Rock Park, and welcome here to race number 7 of the first season, or the second season rather, of the Black Mesa Truck Series. This race weekend, the Black Mesa Truck Series are with the Winston Cup Series drivers as we get ready for a 2-day fun fest. Of course, Black Mesa Truck Series on race number 7 of the championship, and the Winston Cup Series are on their middle race of the round of 12. Should be an exciting race weekend of action. Let's see who is going to be the first driver out on track. It looks like it's going to be the number 81 machine. That would be Dave James. He will be followed by Ingrid Pollard in the number 90 machine. Great morning to go racing here at Lime Rock Park in Connecticut. We were at Indianapolis last time out, getting ready, which we had a double header weekend. Of course, we're back here this time around with the another double header weekend uh, with the with the Black Mesa Truck Series drivers joining up with the Cup drivers. Now, I did say in the schedule that Darlington was the next race after Indianapolis. I decided to switch Lime Rock to this week, Darlington in 2 weeks because that is also the same weekend. We're going to have another doubleheader. Black Mesa Truck Series drivers will join up with the Cup drivers. That will be when we have our middle race. Excuse me. Or no, it's our first race of the Elite Eight. So 107, 138 for Dave James in the 81 machine. We are going to go green this afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So qualifying is like 8 o'clock in the morning. So sorry to all you people on the West Coast that are watching this at like 5 in the morning. Unless you're like a comp, I bless you. God bless you. And first lap time is a 55.230 for Dave James. There's David Heller, Anna Steiner, Sophia Woodward. There's Jesse Art, who was recently eliminated from the Craftsman Truck Series playoffs. Didn't have a good run at Pocono, was one of the two drivers who sadly was eliminated from the playoffs. So she's going to finish up her season with a trip to victory lane, try to finish as best as she can. Jesse is 33rd in the points, ironically in the 33 truck. Jed CR and the driver who's now banned from the channel, Jared Underhill, were the two drivers eliminated from the Craftsman Truck Series playoffs. So she'll look to finish off what has been a disappointing season. Luke Knight making his second straight start. Sophia Woodward. There's last time out's winner, Bora Park, who won Indianapolis. Good to see her back. Lauren Grubius. In the 25 machine, there's Dylan Ibrahimian, Jacob Foster in the 1. Of course, last time out, we had our elimination races for the Winston Cup Series back at Indianapolis when we were last with you guys 2 weeks ago. Jerry Harvick, Kevin Joseph, Ashley Horton, Samantha Granger were the four drivers that got eliminated from the playoffs, as that was not what I asked you to do, you stupid phone. We'll talk about some of these drivers in just a minute. It was correction. Harrison Jenkins, who was eliminated with Jesse Art. Jared Underhill actually moved on to the next round of the playoffs, so my apologies there. And then last week in the Busch Series was our first elimination race, which saw the departures of Brad Blackman, Danny Rand, Darby King, and Leela Mackay. They were the four drivers who were eliminated from the playoffs. There's Santi Messi, Maria Steiner. There's Michael Brown. Of course, he's not in the playoffs this season. Helga Gunnarsson, Summit Oskin, Futaba Sakura, Callie Burke, Cody Smart, one of our double duty drivers. Cody just barely made it into the next round of the playoffs. He comes into the Winston Cup race tomorrow 6 points above the cut line. So Cody Smart will need a good run tomorrow afternoon. There's Carmen Alejandro, Kiefer Quimby. That's Sarah Costello in the 0-4. Ellie Rose, Sarah Thomas, Sean Art. Sean enters this weekend's race 24th in the Winston Cup points. Sean still looking for his first win on the year. There's Mark Games. Derek Green, Mohammed Zain. We will see him next season in Craftsman Trucks. Also going to try to attempt Busch and Winston Cup. Evelyn Gray, Daniel Gitteroth, Christian Williams going to be racing in the Truck Series next season. He's also going to be sharing the number 25 with Courtney Lynn in 18 Winston Cup starts, which will start at Coca-Cola. Eric Sadler, Nathan Orman, who will be locked into the show next season in the Winston Cup Series because the 5 car he's going to be driving, as long as it remains in the top 35 in points, no harm, no foul. There's Matt Boyle, Brian James. There's Carlos Rodriguez, going to also attempt the Winston Cup race. Quentin Moore, going to run Busch and Winston Cup and part-time in trucks. Laurel. There's Courtney Lynn. She's another one of the double-duty drivers. Courtney Lynn, 29th in the points. Looking for her second win on the year to finish what has been a dismal season. Courtney Lynn announced she will be driving in the Busch Series full-time next season in the car that just recently got eliminated from the playoffs, which is Brad Blackman, because Brad Blackman, we believe, is going to have a Winston Cup ride next season. We'll have to wait and see. There's Ingrid Pollard. Jesse Art currently in last place. That's not good for Jesse Art. 1 week after she got eliminated from the playoffs. Of course, the Black Mesa Truck Series. They're coming towards their end of the season. Of course, this is the same weekend as the Cup drivers. The Red Bull GT Series race, by the way, if you notice on the calendar, was yesterday. They moved the Chicago race to yesterday, Friday afternoon. So that is just to give the drivers some time to fly over here. So that way we can have our Lime Rock doubleheader with the Black Mesa Truck Series drivers here on Saturday. Tomorrow, the Winston Cup race on Sunday. It is their middle race of the second round for the Winston Cup Series. Just the Winston Cup. So we have Red Bull GT Series yesterday. We have the truck race today here for the Black Mesa Truck Series drivers. We have the Winston Cup race tomorrow. And a couple of our Winston Cup friends are in this race. Courtney Lynn, Cody Smart we just mentioned. Luke Knight, he's another driver who's in tomorrow afternoon's race. I believe that's it, just 4 of them. Ben Erickson, who's not entered this weekend, we will see him tomorrow in the Winston Cup race. Of course, the Truck Series will be off next week. They'll be at Darlington, the Black Mesa Truck Series to be more specific. They'll be at Darlington Raceway for their 7th race of the year. That's the same weekend as the Winston Cup Series. There's first race of the Elite 8, because next week, if you guys haven't been following along with our playoffs in the Winston Cup Series, of course, in real life NASCAR is going to end next weekend. We will have for the Craftsman Truck Series their first race of the second round with our Elite 8 drivers. Busch Series will also have their first race of the second round next Saturday. Winston Cup Series next week will head to Kansas. That's, by the way, our second elimination race. as Jesse moved up to, by the way, 19th while we were just blabbering about. This is the fastest driver, Maria Steiner, following her teammate Callie Burke in the 2. By the way, I forgot to mention this is the last race Callie Burke is on probation. So as long as she doesn't do anything that could be a problem, then I think we'll be all right. And then Callie Burke will be clear and good to go. And of course, for the Winston Cup Series, it's their second elimination race. Which, funny thing is, that race comes out before the championship race for the Cup Series in real life tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and throw the little spoiler warning. I have congratulations to our truck champion, whoever it is, as of this recording, which we don't know as of this recording, but by the time you're watching this, you basically already know who won the championship. As far as inspection is concerned, of course, in real life, today is the Xfinity Series qualifying session, excuse me, the Xfinity Series championship race. The Cup championship race is tomorrow. My apologies there. Of course, we'll have I find it interesting. NASCAR season ends on the same weekend we have our second elimination race, which I find it really weird because it's really interesting. And I know some people are going to be like, well, why do you have the second elimination race on Championship Sunday for the real life NASCAR Cup Series? That's because the series started 3 weeks later. That's why. There's Sarah Thomas. That's the driver we're getting ready to talk about. The new M&M's Cup Series champ, Skylar Taylor. Do need to mention there will be an IROC series going on during the second season of the Craftsman Trucks Busch and Winston Cup Series, I should like to point out. Skylar Taylor will be one of the IROC Series drivers. I believe we're going to fill out our... Now, if Skylar wins the championship in this series, I do want to point this out now. If Skylar wins the championship for this series, the driver who finishes second would be eligible to run in the IROC series. Plus, we're also going to have some interlopers like the Monster Energy Series drivers that will be in the IROC series. Skylar Taylor just recently won the M&M's Cup Series championship recently. And she's not the only one that's locked in. Daniel Witter, who just recently won the Oreo Cup Series championship, will be in that series. Plus, whoever wins the 3 championships in Trucks, Busch, and Winston Cup, Craftsman Trucks Series to be more specific, along with the current champion of this series. Which actually, let me look that up. Also, I should also mention, also the champion of this season in the Red Bull GT series will also be in that series. I also like to throw that out. So Witter and Taylor, Skylar Taylor to be more specific. Skylar Taylor is the only Taylor in this series because Zachary Taylor will be officially banned from the channel after this year is done, and will not be allowed to sign up anymore until there's some peace and all that. So, just saying. We'll go over the points table. We'll go over the points in the race this afternoon. And of course, after this qualifying session, Courtney Lynn and a couple of drivers that are in this field Right after this qualifying session, we have Winston Cup Happy Hour that will be happening. It will not be taped, unfortunately, as they will have their final practice before tomorrow's middle race of the round of 12. And it looks like Maria Steiner is going to lead us to green as the red and black flags are out. So a lot of these drivers, some of them are not going to get a chance to use the bathroom. Well, they will after. They will have a chance to use the restroom. Courtney Lynn going to be qualifying in the 8th position. Of course, remember, she's going to be running over to her Winston Cup Series car, getting ready for Winston Cup Happy Hour. That will happen after this session is done. And yep, qualifying standings are done. Maria Steiner will get the pole and will lead us to green this afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember, that will be after Winston Cup Happy Hour is done. Daniel Gitteroth will be alongside. He'll be the highest of the rookies. Sarah Taylor, Evelyn Gray, row 2. Matt Boyle, Derek Green, row 3. Michael Brown, Courtney Lynn, row 4. Mark Games, Nathan Orman will complete your top 10. I bet you for these these Black Mesa Truck Series drivers, they're going to be watching that Winston Cup Happy Hour that will be going on while we are on intermission, just to see, because they're going to have a lot more rubber down on the track for the Black Mesa Truck Series drivers, just to have a little bit of extra grip, which is nice. So that's good news there. Look through the rest of the qualifying results. Skylar Taylor, the defending series champion, will start at the back. In fact, 2 of Skylar Taylor's drivers, Skylar Taylor herself, Callie Burke, will be starting at the rear of the field. Cody Smart, not a good qualifying effort. Luke Knight, Chloe Erickson, Luke Knight, Courtney Lynn, that was what I was trying to say. This is what happens when I'm recording this at 11 o'clock at night. Sean Art. Those are the four drivers that are doing double duty this weekend. They're going to be taking part in tomorrow afternoon's Winston Cup Series race. They're going to hustle over to their Winston Cup car, get ready for Happy Hour coming up in a bit. So they're going to try to get a quick restroom break out of the way. Then they will be on track while we get ready for this afternoon's race. But congratulations to Maria Steiner on her first pole of the season. Hope you guys enjoyed this qualifying session. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the World Racing Association crew today. We've shown you your starting lineup for this afternoon's race. Before this afternoon's race, you're going to be Winston Cup practice will be going on, which won't be taped. And we'll see you this afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. How will Courtney Lynn, Sean Art, Cody Smart, and company, with the extra track time that they're getting today, could that help them in tomorrow afternoon's Winston Cup race? We'll find that out tomorrow. But until this afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm Dee DeVillis. Thank you for joining me and saying for now, so long from Lime Rock Park. And thank you for watching another broadcast of the World Racing Association of Grace Racing since 2013.